Hello, good day to everyone. So, our topic for today is considerations in interpreting the Bible. Again, I have written it in the whiteboard so that you can screenshot it. In my studies and in my experience, during my studies, I have not gone this. I have not gone through this. But in my personal experience, I found out that very important to have this kind of considerations. I have written three. There are several few, maybe or more, but I have written most common misunderstood by people who printed the Bible and interpreted the Bible. So let's go to the first one. That we need to consider that Asian culture is different from other culture. Asian culture is, other culture, Western culture are different also from the Asian culture. That's why we need to consider that and respect that the Bible is originally came from Asia. That's why you need to consider that. For example, in Asian culture, that I have said that in one of my video. I think the title is Asian Bible versus American context. That was the title. Just go to my video. Now, in Asia, basically, you cannot bring your slippers or flip tops inside the house. And in Asia, also, because of respect, they will not, the younger generation or the children will not look at the eyes of their parents. In Asia, you have not to mention, you should not mention the name of your elderly, especially those people is very advanced in age. That's an Asian culture. So these are just an Asian culture that I would like for us to understand, especially when you read the life of the patriarchs, Abraham, Terah, the father of Abraham, and the 12 tribes of Israel. That's why in their prayer, you are the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. That speaks of an Asian culture, an Asian patriarchal command. So we need to consider that. We need to consider that. That again, there are culture that is not maybe widely accepted in most countries who printed Bible or interpreted Bible. That's the number one. The number two, observation of the conjunction. And this is very common mistake of interpreters because every time they interpret the Bible, they will interpret the Bible based on what they have read on that verse. Now, we know what is the conjunction word. It's a bridge word. Now, if it is a conjunction, for example, a bridge cannot stand each alone in one leg only. You cannot see a bridge which has a one leg only. Bridge should have more than two legs. That's why when you say conjunction, for example, in Philippians, but my God shall supply all your needs. And most people use that every time that they are in need, and people will say, anyway, but my God will supply all your needs. But if you read the word but there, but, that speaks of how the Macedonian people were giving their money uh, in spite of their needs. They gave out from their hearts, not looking of what their needs. They were poor people. They were struggling perhaps money, and yet they were giving money in support for the ministry of Paul. That's why Paul said, "But my God shall supply." Why is it that? Because of their consistent giving, heartfelt giving. Can you apply that to all people? No, you cannot apply that. Another one is I think in Hebrews 12, if I'm not wrong. And since we are surrounded with a cloud of witnesses, 12 or 11, the word since there is a conjunction word. And sometimes we cannot understand what is the class of witnesses. And people will say, I often hear it in many preachers. I'm not bragging, I'm also a preacher. And I was once also preaching the way I heard as is where is from them. But if you study the word of conjunction word, the word witness is there does not signify of the problems and the people around us. It speaks of the chapter 11 of those people, heroes of faith, as we all know. That's why these are the people written in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, the whole chapter. He was talking about the heroes of faith. In verse 39, they didn't receive what they believed. And that's why in the verse 1 of 12, he said, we are surrounded with the witnesses. Paul was talking about those people who stand with their faith even though they did not receive of what they believe. And we are surrounded with it. Because most often we hear that the witnesses, I heard that many times. I've been a Christian for more than 40 years. I hear that many times that the witnesses speaks of problems, speaks of people around us, observing us and witnessing. No, they are not the witnesses. Based on the context. Why that happens? Because not observant of the conjunction. And there are a lot more. I can hear that also American preachers, teachers. So I'm not saying that we are good. I'm just saying that we need to consider a conjunction word. If it is a conjunction word, we need to consider the precedent of it. I mean the preceding verses, the preceding Bible, the preceding books. And that's it. Number 3, these are just only the most common. There are many, I think, but I'm just delivering you the considerations of the use of repeated words. In some country, in Western country, I think that is not common. But we in Asia, in Philippines, we're very, we're using this. When we say a word repeatedly, that signifies the impact and the importance. But when you say a word just plainly as it is, when you say, go there and there, it's just a common word. But if it is a repeated word, it signifies the importance. That's why I said that in one of my videos, I said, Asian Bible versus American context. The word there in John 3:3, instead of reading it, and Jesus said, verily, verily, I say unto you, or I say unto thee, in the King James Version. But in the New International Version, I'm not saying that it is bad, but I would like to tell you that the context or misconsideration of the repeated word defies the urgency of the meaning. Remember that in hermeneutics, one of the rules is that interpret the Bible based on the concept or the mind of the writer or the teller or the story giver. So in NIV, it only says that Jesus said, I tell you, or verily, it's not verily, I tell you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. So the word surely, surely in some version, being lost there, and it loses its meaning. So that's it, my friend. I hope you have, it's just a short video, but I hope I have given you an idea. So if you like it, just click the thumbs up, and if you have some more of my videos, just subscribe and click the bell so that you will be notified my next video. Till next time, shalom everyone.